Here is the news at 4. First, the highlights. Lagos State's government declares compliance with procurement law non-negotiable. Kwara State workers demand reversal of new tax regime on new minimum wage. On the foreign in Botswana, President Mokwagwe Masisi concedes election defeat after nearly 6 decades in power. In sport, Lagos State Athletics Association unveils programs for next year. Now the details. I'm Taiwo Baruwa. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Lagos, Taiwo Pedro, has declared that compliance with the public procurement law of the state by all stakeholders in public procurement is sacrosanct and non-negotiable. Pedro made the declaration during the procurement summit organized by the Lagos State Public Procurement Agency with the theme ensuring best practices in public procurement in our dwindling economy. Pedro, who is also a member of the governing board of the Lagos State Public Procurement Agency, pointed out that in keeping with the provisions of the procurement law, the procurement process of ministries, departments, and agencies of the state must be transparent, competitive, and accountable. The Attorney General enjoined public officers saddled with the responsibility of managing resources of the state government, including accounting officers, procurement officers, accountant, state council, auditors, and planning officers, among others, to be conversant with the procurement law and fully comply with its provisions with regard to their functions. He also urged public officers to desist from unlawful actions that can bring the state government into disrepute and cast doubt in the integrity of the public procurement system of the state. In his welcome address, the Director General, Lagos State Public Procurement Agency, Fatayo Nofowote, said the summit was organized as a platform for stakeholders to brainstorm and generate ideas but that would strengthen the public procurement system in the state amidst current economic challenges in the country. Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Wapa Bolaji Dada, has commended the effort of Federal Commissioner representing Lagos State on the board of National Population Commission (NPC), Olayinka Oladunjoyi, and referred to her as a worthy ambassador of the state. She said this while welcoming Barrister Oladunjoyi and her team on a courtesy visit to the ministry. Dada lauded the Enlightenment campaign on the proposed e-birth registration in the state by the Commission, saying that the ministry is ready to partner with the NPC. She promised to invite them to all the ministry's programs so they can further enlighten the women on the advantages of e-birth registration. According to her, the ministry empowers vulnerable women in the state at various programs, irrespective of their tribe or religion, and is open to partnership at all levels. Permanent Secretary, Lagos State Ministry of Health, Olusegun Ogboye, has emphasized the importance of data-driven approach in addressing HIV epidemic in Lagos. Ogboye stated this when he led key figures from the state health sector to welcome a delegation from the Federal Ministry of Health National HIV/AIDS, Viral Hepatitis and Sexually Transmitted Infections Control Program, NASCP, who paid an advocacy visit to the Lagos State Ministry of Health. The delegation visited Lagos State to lay the groundwork for the upcoming 2025 population-based antiretroviral therapy ART impact survey ARS implementation. While expressing gratitude for the collaborative effort, Ogboye said the survey would involve approximately 4,000 households, reaching an estimated 8,000 individuals aged 15 to 64, stressing the government's decisive steps towards strengthening HIV intervention effort in Lagos State. The delegation included the representatives of prominent national health bodies such as the National AIDS Control Agency, NACA, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, and the President Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, PERFA, through U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, and APIN public health initiatives. Now to the rest of the stories. The organized labor in Kwara State has appealed to the Kwara State government to immediately reverse the new tax regime imposed on workers in the state following the implementation of the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira for at least paid employees in the state public service. The labor expressed dismay that the state government decided to effect an infamous percentage tax deductible from workers' salaries, contrary to the negotiation it had with the government for tax relief for workers upon the payment of the new minimum wage. Rising from a joint state administrative council meeting of the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress in Ilorin, the labor leaders in a joint statement called for a downward review of the tax percentage on salaries of workers in the state. According to the NLC chairman in the state, Muritala Olayinka, a joint Congress is asking the state government to swiftly act on the demand of the labor to avert industrial disharmony. It will be recorded that Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak had approved the payment of 70,000 naira minimum wage for the least paid workers in the state as announced by the federal government. The Nigeria Copyright Commission, NCC, has conducted a raid on several bookshops in the Ajegunle boundary area of Lagos this season. Pirated books valued at approximately 20 million naira. This operation was led by the Deputy Director and Head of Operations at the Lagos office, Charles Amodipe, with a team of copyright officers as part of the Commission's ongoing efforts to combat piracy across the nation. NCC's Director General John Asien said that no effort would be spared in identifying and prosecuting those involved in this crime, regardless of their status or location. Piracy has been a major issue affecting publishers, authors, and the economy, and the Commission says that it has a zero tolerance policy towards all forms of copyright infringement. In foreign news, Botswana President Mokwesi Masisi has conceded defeat as preliminary results showed his governing party lost its parliamentary majority after nearly 6 decades in power. Masisi's concession came before the final results were announced, with his Botswana Democratic Party trading in 4th place according to tallies by the Electoral Commission. The president, who was seeking a second 5-year term in office, said he would step aside. The main opposition, Umbrella for Democratic Change, held a strong lead in the partial result, making its leader, Duma Boko, the likely candidate for president. Under the country's electoral system, the first party to take 31 of 61 seats in the legislature will be declared the winner. Its candidate installed as president and form a government. In sport now, the Lagos State Athletics Association, LSAA, has unveiled programs and activities for next year, including grassroots competitions for schools and elite championships to promote and elevate the standards of sport. Speaking at a media party, the chairman of the association, Solomon Alao, expressed the commitment of the LSAA board to ensure the growth of athletics in the developmental agenda of the Lagos State Sport Commission, LSSC. The media party was held to award winners of the maiden edition of the DT Lagos Athletics Club Series held last year at the Yaba College of Technology Sports Complex, with clubs across the country participating in the highly successful championships. The biannual event was dominated by clubs from Lagos and Ogun State, with Agritera Athletics Academy finishing tops to claim the sum of 1 million naira, while Udo Abang Athletics Club Academy came second and received 600,000 naira. Third place, Eagle Side Academy got 400,000 naira. Also stated that DT Lagos Athletics Classics, instituted by the association to celebrate the legacy of late Deji Tinubu, will be held next year, and the premier event will be held in phases, with their senior athletes and top performing talents from clubs in the state competing. And that's it on the news at 4. But just before we go, speed through but kills. Please do not drive beyond specified speed limit. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration supported 3,673 businesses with 1.156 billion naira and a plethora of interventions, including grants, mentorship, business advisory, and capacity building, as well as market access opportunities? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Lagos State, Taiwo Baruwa, has declared that compliance with the public procurement law of the state by all stakeholders in public procurement is sacrosanct and non-negotiable. The organized labor in Kwara State has appealed to the Kwara State government to immediately reverse the new tax regime imposed on workers in the state following the implementation of the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira for at least paid employees in the state public service. We also told you the Botswana president has conceded defeat as preliminary results showed his governing party lost its parliamentary majority after nearly 6 decades in power. Finally, sport, the Lagos State Athletics Association has unveiled programs and activities for next year, including grassroots competitions for schools and elite championships to promote and elevate the standards of sports. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Desua Joyoka. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon and welcome to the return trip.